Just a small disclaimer, I am so sick right now, but I have to record this. I am so sorry for my voice, it's going to sound weird. So, there you go. Sick Kaya for this episode. Enjoy! Hey, this video contains spoilers for A Many Tale, episodes 1 to 10. What's worse than growing up an animal lover in a family that hates animals? Well, a lot of things, I guess, but hear me out. I must have been 16 the day I went outside and found a lost kitten. I gave it some food and it followed me home. We spent the whole afternoon playing together. Then came the moment my family said, it's time to let him go. They forced me to evict my baby! Instead of thinking of the awful things that might have happened to him, I like to imagine him with a tiny cape and a small sword. Just a baby cat busy being a hero. I miss you, Floof! Speaking of animals going on adventures, today we're looking at another tiny adventurer. A Many Tale is a web series by Jacob White, following the adventures of Mouseling Opaline across many fantasy worlds. It is inspired by TTRPGs, fantasy fiction, comics, anime, and cartoons. So basically everything I love. Curious? Intrigued? Well, get off this video and go read A Many Tale on amanytale.com. A new story comes out every week, and there are currently over 40 episodes for you to enjoy for free. I don't know about you, but I love me some free things, especially if they involve a cute mouse. That's amanytale.com. This was a good little ad, wasn't it? Sponsors? What are you waiting for? Send me your brand so I can advertise it. Don't forget the paycheck. Thanks. What if you were granted the power to forget? Whatever the word forget inspires you, what would you choose to forget? I don't know if it would be a reasonable thing to do, but there are many things I personally would like to forget about, so I wonder, why am I asking this question, you say? Because we're off a depressing start, that's why! Our friend Opaline here is a cursed mouseling. Against his will, he suddenly blips from planet to planet, never knowing how much time he got left, carrying with him the weight of unfinished business, lost loves, and abandoned friendships. But it's fine, he's got a cute dragon god companion named Peridot. Wait, no, scratch that. Nothing is fine. There's a mushroom town full of mushroom people that's under attack. There's this beast that's grabbing the mushrooms, tearing them apart while they go eee. I was there. I heard them. But wait, isn't this the exact same when I eat pizza with mushrooms on it? Maybe I was the monster all along? I'm glad Opaline wasn't there to slay me, cause he sure is dealing critical damage to this beast, and he blips away right before killing it. Oh, okay, it is a curse indeed. Opaline is sad, he's losing hope, wondering whether he should still care at this point. Me too, Mouseline. Me too. Good thing God is on our side. Peridot takes a spine from her back. Ouch. The spine spins to tell us how much time we got left on the planet. So now Opaline knows that the longer it spins means he's probably gonna be there a while before the next blip. There you go. Hope restored. Depression cured. Rest in pepperoni, fungus people. Another massive beast, but this time it shoots acid and chews on flesh. I've had some of my own characters get acid thrown at them. Yeah, it's more common than you think. And, well, all you gotta do in this situation is make sure you don't fail your will and reflex saves so that your character closes their eyes and their mouth. There you go. Saved. Kinda. All I know is the people in this village all failed their saves, and I have no solution for the flesh chewing part. Guess you just gotta run fast. While absolute hell breaks loose, we meet a new character. Porbio, or Porb for closer unfortunate friends, a cat, judging by this picture, and he's a blipper too. Opaline is constantly annoyed at him. But hey, I thought you wished for a friend that would stay beyond the blips. Unfortunate company or not, you should keep him close. I mean, he brings you food in the middle of combat. Porb is like the healer of any party. You know, the guy everybody thinks is useless until they're wounded and get to face their foolishness, begging for that sweet HP. Except Porb is literally useless. Opaline's words, not mine. I like Porb. He's kind of obnoxious, but he sure is creative. Look at him making this special gift just for our grumpy mouse. A drawing of a bee and a sheep, but like smooshed together. A beep. I didn't come up with this in case you have any doubt. It's really in the story. Oh, and the beep leaves the paper to materialize in all its glorious 3 dimensions. Somebody pick me up, I'm scared. Porbio isn't around anymore. Boo! Off to a new planet, I think. We're now dealing with mountains and lizards. Two people tell us not to go to this old city because it is threatened by a vile thing. But do we listen? Of course not. You can't be the hero of a story if you're not reckless from time to time. And through our recklessness, we have a guide. A lizard. Is it more respectful to say reptilian? I don't care. Lizard lady shows up where the enemy is and pieces out. Well, thanks a lot for your help. The fiend is called a bad nun. A bad nun? Oh dear. Opaline goes, a bad nun. Leave. Is this how you banish demons nowadays? Or angels? Or fallen ones? Doesn't matter, the sky creature is still mad. Not for long though. Opaline marches to battle, only to just sit down with the enemy and have a civil conversation. What happened there, author? Did you roll high on diplomacy? It turns out there was no need for violence. Our thing being vile was only a rumor spread by some rascals seeking to cancel her. She's very nice actually. What happened is, she used to be a gifter, a people pleaser, and as soon as she stopped pleasing them with gifts, those people decided she was no good anymore. Oh dear, now I relate to a bad nun. Next episode! Nah, it's not over, unfortunately. Lizard Lady wakes up from her nap and takes Opaline to the statue of the hero that got rid of a bad nun the first time. So before she allegedly came back for vengeance, Opaline looks at the statue and sees himself. Now you might be thinking, what? And yeah, that's what I said too, before I chose denial. Opaline is a mouse. The hero guy must have been a mouse. It doesn't mean it's Opaline, he was just a mouse, but like another mouse. All mouses look the same. Yeah, I said mouses, what are you gonna do? But author insists the statue represents Opaline, and although it is a very well-known fact that authors cannot be trusted, I'm gonna take his word for it, which means we're in the present, which is the future, because we're seeing a past that we haven't experienced yet. What is this? Are we destroying the fabric of time now too? Opaline has a brand new existential crisis. Did he do this? Did he cause the suffering of the very creature he just set free? Because yes, I hid it from you to avoid offending your sensibilities, but he killed her a second time apparently. So was Opaline never the hero he strived to be? He pondered, and to the question, what are you? He said, a mouse. Just a tiny mouse. And mice look up. Okay, but why am I crying? Next episode. Next episode. This is the weirdest world yet. Let me try to break it to you. We're on an island, okay? So far so good. But the stone is white, the sand is black, and there's this orange haze hanging in the air. The way I picture this, these colors are aggressive, which sounds like a sensory overload hazard to me. I hope I never blip there. Although strange, that's not even the most confusing part. There are these people with gray skin, captured by these yellow creatures with wings, sophisticated armor, and laser attacks. Even when they die, their venom moves. Oh, but I didn't tell you about the cows. Yes, the cows. The speaking cows with human arms. Didn't make much sense to you, did it? Well, go read the episode. I don't know what to tell you. All you need to know right now is that after defeating the yellow abominations with dynamite and a Denson diversion, we're making our way to the meat factory where there are more gray people detained. The people near the bottom of the local hierarchy. Opaline asks to talk to the leader of the cow rebellion, although he obviously has no intention of rolling diplomacy this time. And the leader is revealed to be Porbio. Opaline curses in 6 languages, and I would as well if I knew that many languages. Sadly, I only know 4. I was wrong. Porb is not a cat. He looks like this. A much more interesting design, I think. Another thing I didn't know about Porb is that he's a vegan advocate, hence why he wanted to stir up a revolution around here so that all enslaved animals are free. I know someone who'd be proud. Anyway, Porb refuses to help us because why should he? Also, apparently this place is incredibly dangerous, so better leave it be. I love how he says this after causing so much trouble and angering the local gods. He only changes his mind after Opaline tells him about Peridot being missing. Perhaps is she in danger? Porb is now convinced Peridot has been captured by the eldest olds, which is terrible. He didn't even have time to draw her. I started playing Pathfinder with some friends only 2 years ago and joined 3 campaigns so far, and I still don't know what I'm doing. So much so that my characters almost always accidentally become chaotic good, when in reality, the chaotic part is just me being a noob. This is what Porb feels like, the product of noobness. Take it however you like. I personally personally love it. So, because desperate times call for disputable measures, Porb draws a Pegasus to take us straight to the god's temple. Roll your stealth checks, my friends, because the temple is guarded by 2 giant starships and our 2 heroes are very bad at hiding. There are too many yellow creatures that absorb our duo party's magic, and although Opaline and Porb fight well, they eventually get captured and led to the temple. On the way is hundreds of thousands of laborers who labor in awful conditions and under the commands of self-over-glorified egos. Look, Earth, you guys have so much in common! Now, trying to imagine this place gave me such a headache. The more description I got, the more confused I became. None of the dimension, size, volume, perspective, space rules as we know them apply here. So I'm going to oversimplify this. There's a pyramid, that's where we end up, and that's where we meet the eldest olds. Literal giant worms with giant eyes and giant mouths. Temples, pyramids, big eyes. I knew it! This is all part of the Illuminati's big master plan. They sent giant worms into this world. So this is what you guys worship around here? Sick, literally. Surprisingly, the worm gods can't speak, so they open their big, filthy mouths to send in servants to do their talking. The god speakers. So over the top. I'm no longer impressed. I'm just disgusted. They say some cryptic stuff I don't care about. What I do care about is Peridot. She's right here, unconscious. Now if her unconsciousness is as deep and brutal as mine, good luck waking her up. I must confess, I hate these eldest olds, and by association, their chapters. I'm glad it's the last part of this tiny arc within an arc, but alas, we're not done yet. The conversation keeps going, and I'm guessing my mortal brain is unworthy of their godliness because, oh my word, I have no idea what these holy worms are talking about. All I know at this point is that somehow Peridot created a glitch in the matrix with all her blipping, and for some reason now she must die. All who have contacted the glare must be purged. Any god among you willing to put this into mortal words for me? These damn god speakers use so many complicated terms to explain why they have such a problem with her, and I don't get it very well. Make it clear and concise, dingus. I ain't got all day. So as the god speakers go on with their "it's against nature" tirade, Opaline bamboozles them. He simply keeps them talking while getting closer and closer to Peridot, who he touches with his top, and away they blip. These are the gods we are supposed to be afraid of? Such incompetence. Our 3 heroes enjoy the sunset on a beach. All ends well, until the eldest olds come back, because of course they will, and I already hate them for it. Opaline. The sun exploded. Ah, I see. Just another normal day. Apparently, we have 8 minutes left before everything gets incinerated to oblivion. Why does this make me think of our own planet's scientists reminding us that we only have around a decade to act before nature completely turns on us? Golly gee, this might just be Earth, year 2035, and Opaline's the one to save us all somehow. But not before defeating this Lady Marigold, who obviously believes climate change is a hoax even though the sun exploded right in front of her. See, she has a cult, just like me, and she wants to kill Opaline because he went ahead and told everybody that she is in fact not the one true goddess empress of all and everything. Guys, can we stay focused on the sun? This exploding nuclear ball is about to turn the whole planet to ashes. If there's even ashes to remain as proof of what might happen right now if you don't stop bonking each other. Okay, but the lady's moving cloak is very cool. Can you imagine your cloak just reaching to your enemies with its cloaky fingers? I mean, wow, so cool. Cool. Anyway, yes, the sun. It had no mercy. Finished off Lady Undead after her mask broke, and if Opaline didn't manage to build a floating bunker through the power of magic, he would have been burnt to a crisp. But he eventually blipped away from the apocalypse. Also, thoughts and prayers for Chesler. I couldn't fight back. They were too cute. Yeah, that's what I say every day after work. The life of a 21st century governess is not easy, let me tell you. But the life of an Opaline is even harder. What, you want more proof after everything that happened so far? Alright, imagine you do something good, like very good, such as saving a whole village, not once, but many times, and being punished for it. Yep, you guessed right. This is what we're dealing with in this most unhinged episode, where Opaline saves an onion village full of cute, tiny onion people from a group of evil tech lumberjacks and gets sent into the stomach of a giant plant by those same onion people he saved. Now let me explain this to you because I'm sure you don't understand. This is a privilege. Getting thrown inside the belly of this plant means you're the chosen one. It means you did a very good deed, and so you get to spend a little vacation on this slimy, pulsating pink pad before it pours stomach acid on you and you get reborn. Yes, an onion person touches the acid and gets to leave the stomach as a fresh baby onion. Now, don't you call this process reincarnation, because of course it's not. That is terribly disrespectful and highly offensive. This is rebirth. One is a sin and the other is noble. Okay, but how does Opaline escape this giant plant's stomach before getting digested? Good thing you're asking, because this is the fun part. Opaline climbs up the plant's throat, escapes, and then has to act like a newborn mouse to avoid suspicion. That's right, every time the robo-lumberjacks come back to attack, Opaline saves the village, gets granted digestion as a reward, and pretends to be a baby. He doesn't try to stop this insanity, he just goes along with it until the next blip. Opaline's life lesson of the day is, this onion lifestyle awfully sounds like a cult, but who am I to judge? I personally think this allowed onions to think too highly of themselves. They always make me cry! I don't know what to say about this episode. No, really, I got nothing. Opaline is dragged under the sea by some sort of storm, and he ends up in a cave somewhere with an underwater creature. A very humorous sage one, with which he has a conversation. When they are done talking, the creature grabs Opaline and yeets him to the surface. The most memorable moment, though, is when Opaline blipped before returning the surfing board that the people on the sea planet lent him. These boards are the gift from the spirits of the... We don't know! He blipped! Opaline says he feels bad to this day, and yeah, as he should. I feel bad and I didn't even do anything. Contrary to common belief, being a mouse really isn't that easy. I don't know what I expected from a Manitale, but it was quite something. In the span of 10 episodes, I felt a lot. Excitement, sadness, confusion, frustration. Yes, I'm looking at you, 4-part Wormfest. Amusement, amazement, especially knowing that part of the series was written relying on the power of dice. Dice wrote the story. The Onion episode was my favorite. It was so silly. May I make some suggestions? First and foremost, justify the text, please. It's not that important, just a pet peeve of mine. But how about a comment section? I would have loved seeing other people's reactions on each episode. And speaking of episodes, at the end of each one, I think there should be a link to the next one. I thought it was a little bit inconvenient having to go back to the full list of episodes and scroll down all the way to the early ones. It disrupts my binge reading streak, and I don't appreciate it. Or maybe I'm just lazy, that's also possible. And that is precisely why I must go. Sleep is calling for me. Hi, just kidding, I'm still here. I can't leave without saying a proper goodbye, so here it is. Goodbye. Now you can go. Come on, off you blip.